Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Tiff from Journal with Tiff, and today I am going to go over my pens that I have inked for the month of May. Now, before I get into this, I do have an update from last month. So last month in my currently inked, I had this pen, which is my Montegrappa in the Venetia model. And this color is Conifer. I had this inked with Robert Oster African Gold. And I will pull that up so that you can see that particular swatch. See if I can find that. Okay. So this was the review from last month. And I had said that I would not pair this pen with the Robert Oster African Gold again because I experienced a lot of clogging to the point of having like literal ink crumbs all over the nib. Thanks to a lot of pen friends out there, a lot of people reached out, and I was unaware that lightish brown gold inks tend to dry out, and that possibly this cap may not have sealed, closed tight enough and sealed the nib kind of airtight. So I had never experienced that. I utilized light brown / goldish inks all the time, and I've never had that experience. So what I did was I decided to ink this up with a different ink, and I went with Yamaguri. And I will go ahead and do a quick writing sample just to show that this has been inked up for well over a week now. And it has written beautifully. And I love it. It's a regular dark grayish, like a charcoal gray color. But so it's not exactly an ink that excites me for this pen, but I did want to ink it with something that I felt was just a really an ink that I know that is consistent and a very well behaved ink. So I guess there is a lot of truth to the fact that it was probably just the ink, and the fact that this is an extra fine nib. But yeah, I just wanted to give an update that there is nothing wrong with this pen. I love it. It is beautiful, and I cannot wait to continue to use it. So yeah, just wanted to give you that update. Now for the month of May. I already have this set up here, and here are my inks. Excuse me, my inks, but my pens. I've already got them filled, and we'll go ahead and get started with the swatches. The first pen is a very well-known pen to the community. It is just new to me. This is my first time owning a Visconti, and this is the Homo sapiens in the Bronze Age, and this is in a fine nib. And I have it inked with Ferris Wheel Press Steeped Umber. This is also one of my favorite medium to deep brown inks, and it is just a gorgeous ink. I will go over this pen at some point. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I need to do the swatch first. And by the way, I will, after we're done, do a close-up of all of the swatches, and will also include all of my supplies down below. I actually have used this color recently, but I just thought, gosh, that would be so nice in this particular pen. So this is my first time. I'm going to go ahead and close this so I do not spill that. This is my first time inking this pen. Let's get it in frame better. I'm going to try something different. Let's put the name of the pen at the top. Hopefully I won't smear it. I have been wanting to try this pen for so long, and when I finally got the opportunity, when I finally saw this at a really good price, I just could not wait. I had to jump on it. Wow, that writes so beautifully, so beautifully. Oh yeah, this is in a fine nib, and yes, I cannot wait to do an actual review of the pen. Again, it's a very well-known pen. It is just new to me, but I will still give my thoughts on it, especially after I've used it for a while. So this is the Visconti Homo Sapiens in Bronze Age with Ferris wheel press steeped umber. Next is the TWSBI Eco. This is the latest special edition. This is Cafe with the bronze trim. I love this combination, this color combination. I absolutely adore it. And I have this inked with, I'm going to show you the box just because I think it's such a cute box. This is Ferris Wheel Press Workshop Wishes. And this is a shimmer ink, so I'm going to, it's inked. The pen is inked without the shimmer, but I'm going to do a swatch with and without the shimmer. I'm not a fan of these small openings on these bottles. They're just not very functional to me. Just not a fan of them. But I guess it is what it is, right? But this, oh, I really, really love this color. So this is a swatch with no shimmer. And now I'm going to give it a good shake. And now let's see if I can get any of the shimmer in my nib here. And I'm just going to do it right next to it. I am hoping that I got some shimmer with that. Let's just try a little bit more of a dip. There we go. All right. All right, this is I'm trying to not touch that in case it's not dry yet. So I know my hands probably look crazy. Let's just go this way. This is the TWSBI Eco Cafe. I feel like I'm writing really weird. This is in a fine nib as well. And it is also, ooh, it's my second Ferris wheel press for today. I didn't even realize that. And this is Workshop Wishes. And this is a lovely, lovely medium brown ink. Yes, I did get some shimmer, so I can see it already. So, cool beans. We will get a close-up once everything's dry. But this is the TWSBI Eco Cafe in the fine nib with the Ferris wheel press Workshop Wishes. Next is my hand-turned pen from Walltown Pens. This is an Augusta Theater. It has an extra fine UV nib. Oh, this is one of my favorites. And I have it inked with Robert Oster Heart of Gold. So let's go ahead and get this swatch down. And is this, yep, this is a shimmer ink. So I'm going to swatch it with no shimmer first. And then give it a good shake and swatch again. I'm gonna go down pretty far to see if I can make sure I get some of that shimmer. There we go. Let's just turn this to the side. I think that'll be easier to help me not make a mess there. And this is in an extra fine nib. It writes so smooth. I think I had this inked in December and I literally was just so sad. And then in the month, now granted, I could have kept it inked and carried it over into January, but I was really just trying to get through some of my pens and just try something new and different. But you know, okay. So this is the inked with Robert Oster. And this is Heart of Gold. A lovely, gosh, I see like gold, I see brown, I see green. This is just very interesting. I got that sample from Vanessa and it's a very interesting ink color. But here is the Walltown Pen, Augusta Theater with the Robert Oster Heart of Gold. Next is the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in Red Scarlet. I just got this one not long ago. And let's see if I can have the light hit that just a little bit better. This is such, the chatoyance of this, of the chips in this resin is just phenomenal. Oh, there we go, right there. That is the money shot right there. Love it. And I have this inked with Diamond Masquerade so that I can make my life easier. I'm just going to start from the top and go down instead of doing my swatch first. So this is Leonardo Momento Zero Grande, and this is in the Red Scarlet. I think it's only 2 T's and I put 1. That's okay though. And this is in an extra fine nib. And let's see. We'll go ahead and do our swatch now. And this is a shimmer ink as well. So we're gonna try to, I think it's, yeah, well it's, yeah, shimmer. Let's see if we got anything on here. There we go. Masquerade is such a calming, dusty pink. It's just, if you're into dusty pinks, Masquerade literally will be the ink for you. You have got to try this out. It came from the 2023 ink event calendar. Let's hope we got some good. I don't want to accidentally pour some on here. There we go. And now back to writing down the ink. Diamond Masquerade. And I think that is such a lovely match for this pen. I feel like there's not a lot of light. It's pretty late while I'm recording this, so there's no daylight. There's only the light from that I have here around me. But there we go. The Diamine, excuse me, Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in the red scarlet, inked with a Diamine Masquerade. Next is the Esterbrook Estie Evergreen. This is a fine nib. This is a pen I have been wanting for so long, and thanks to a beautiful, wonderful pen friend, I was gifted this, and I am so appreciative. I hope she knows. And she also gifted me with some sample inks, and let me go ahead and show you the ink. This is going to be Linen Toolbar Bird Monster. This is the first time I've ever used an ink from Linen Toolbar. So let's go ahead and put the pen down. And this is in a fine, is it a fine? Yes, this is in a fine nib. And this is in Evergreen. The fine nib. And I thought this was a lovely pairing. Let's make sure that's cleaned off. A lovely pairing because it's kind of a, I guess you could say it's almost like a muted green, and it goes well with that pen. Look at that. It's like a rich seafoam green, I think. That's like a rich dark seafoam green, put it that way. And it goes so well, look at that, with the chips in this pen. Love it. This is Bird Monster. Where do these names come from? Like, really? So, yeah. The Esterbrook Estie Evergreen with Linen Toolbar Bird Monster. Next is my Nahvalur Voyager in Tromso. I have this, I initially bought this with a medium nib, and I changed it out for a fine. This is such a beautiful pen. I love the ink window. I've not had any problems with this, but the colors in this are just mesmerizing. So let's go ahead. Oh, I guess I didn't say what I have this inked with. I'm sorry. Getting ahead of myself again. I have this inked with Dominant Industry Downpour. And this is in a fine nib. Let's see, this ink does not have any shimmer. I have noticed that it can tend to be a little dry. The last time I used it, it was fairly dry. So we'll see how it goes this time. All right, what did I say? This is Dominant Industry? Yep. This is Downpour. I think the only thing I've ever inked this pen with is a purple ink. I don't think I've ever done pink or a green or any other color in here, because to me it just screams it needs a purple ink. But there we go, the Nahvalur Tromso with Dominant Industry and Downpour. Next pen is my Platinum Century 3776. This is in the tortoise, and I have it with a fine nib. And I have this inked with Diamine Green Edition in Yule Log. This is a shimmering ink. So let's do the first swatch. I have not agitated it. I got a good amount of browns on here today. But it's me. I mean, would you expect any different? Like, really? Brown and green, brown and green. Let's do a quick shaky shake. And let's get down here and get some of that good shimmer right next to it. And I do post when I don't normally post my pens, but this one, the cap is not it does not back weight it to me. So I'm okay posting for this particular pen. There we go. This is the Platinum 3776 in Tortoise with Diamine Yule Log. And lastly, I have the Esterbrook Estie in Cobalt Blue. This has a fine nib, another Yovo nib. And I have this inked with Inkibara Petrol Dark. Okay. And I know some people may not they may not recap their pens this often. I just don't like dealing with the thought of any air getting to the nib and drying it out. This is not a shimmer ink, but it is definitely a saturated ink. And I'm not big on blues, but this type of blue is just gorgeous. It has all types of depth to it. I love it. I love and I can see some of the green tint underneath, but it is such a beautiful ink. Hope I'm not getting ink on myself. This is Petrol Dark. And that is the Esterbrook Estie Cobalt Blue inked with Inkibara Petrol Dark. Now, once all of these dries, I will come back and we'll do a little bit of a close-up and just look at them a little bit better. I'll be right back. So the first pen was the Homo sapiens in Bronze Age, and it is inked with Ferris Wheel Press, Steeped Umber. This deep reddish brown is just so rich. It's so luscious. And I know most times Ferris Wheel Press inks are quite dry. This does not come across dry for me. This is one of the few that I have a lovely experience with. And with this pen, I am so excited to see I'm so excited for this experience. The workshop wishes that is inked in the TWSBI Eco Cafe. I literally just bought this pen today. I was so excited when I saw it in a nearby store. And the workshop wishes is not a new ink. It is new to me, however. And I hear that it is discontinued, so I've definitely got to get more of this before they are all gone. So this is the swatch without shimmer and the swatch with shimmer. So it is a lovely light golden brown with what looks like silver shimmer to me. And I'm just from writing over the swatch, it seemed to just be really nice and smooth. It did not seem to be dry, but we will definitely see. The Walltown Pen Augusta Theater with the extra fine nib, which is inked with the Robert Oster Heart of Gold. So here's the swatch without shimmer. And let's see, can we see? Yes. Ooh. Ooh. So this is another light brown gold ink, goldish, lightish brown. I can see a darker sheen. I can see darker sheens in here. I think it's like a greenish tint to it. This is lovely. I cannot wait to do some splashes for decoration on pages when I'm journaling with the shimmer. I'm so excited about that one. But because it looks like a fairly intense shimmer, that's why I don't allow shimmer in my pens. Now, if I have a very wet medium, or I don't even have any broads anymore, I do have somewhat of a stub nib. I have a calligraphy medium and a Prera. I would do that, but in my fines and extra fines, I just prefer not to. But this appears to be a great match aesthetically, and can't wait to try this one out. The Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in Red Scarlet, inked with Diamine Masquerade. Masquerade, oh gosh, I think did I have this last month? I'm not sure. I may have. But I know that I just felt like it would be such a great match for this pen. But here's the swatch without the shimmer. I think it's a lovely dusty rose, dusty pink color. And here with, like, it's got a rose, there we go, a rose gold shimmer. Y'all, if you don't have Masquerade, you need to jump on that one. That is such a lovely, lovely color. The Esterbrook Estie in Evergreen. Gosh, I'm so excited that I finally got this pen. And inked with Linen Toolbar Bird Monster. I am so psyched about the matchiness of this pen ink combination. The lighter color of the chips with this kind of pale muted green. It's like an earthy green, but yet it's pale. But it's still, I still see, it's a little bit of the sheen around the edges here. And I also can see how it's shading already. And you know what? It just dawned on me. 2 green pens with chips, but they're 2 different color greens. This is a very vibrant green, and this is a more muted green, so doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I think I just really love this design in pens. So yeah, really excited for this pairing. The Nahvalur Tromso with the fine nib, inked with Dominant Industry Downpour. I was like, I need more purples in my collection. So I think that might be the road I go down sometime in the near future. I have experienced in the past dryness with this particular ink. Like I said, I'm hoping I don't experience it with this pen, but we will see. The Platinum 3776 with the fine nib. Now this is like a Japanese fine, which is, I definitely will not be adding shimmer to a pen into this particular pen with this nib. But Diamond Yule Log here without the shimmer, and this is like definitely a rose gold shimmer. That is lovely. Can't wait. And the Esterbrook Estie in the Cobalt Blue, and it is inked with Inkybara Petrol Dark. And this is such a rich, like a deep sea blue. It is gorgeous. And with this pen, I think it is a beautiful, beautiful pairing. There's just something about the chips in these Esties. It's like they're glowing. I wish I should have filmed this earlier in the day when I actually had some light. You can see it there. It's literally like it's glowing when the light hits that. Just beautiful. It just makes my soul happy. But that is all of my pens that I have inked for this month. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed doing this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.